Okay, let's just dive right in. EPLnews.org is buzzing with this. Are Manchester United really so desperate they're about to drop huge money on a player with only 1 year left on his deal? Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah, welcome. We're here to unpack all these whispers and headlines you're seeing everywhere. And like you said, more on these stories developing over at EPLnews.org.
We're digging into the reports today at The Telegraph, Fichayes, Marca, Mundo Deportivo, Goal, Team Talk. Quite a few.
Oh, yeah, Birmingham Mail, Build, Football Insider, Calcio Mercato, too. We've sifted through them.
And the aim, to really get under the skin of these potential moves, cut through the noise, figure out what might actually be going on.
Exactly. Not just repeating the gossip, but looking at the why, the strategy, or maybe sometimes the lack of it.
Right. So let's kick off with Manchester United. Always seem to be in the thick of it, don't they?
They certainly do. And this Mbeumo story from Fichayes really jumps out. A 65 million euro offer for Brentford's Bryan Mbeumo.
Which is what, about 54 million?
Yeah, 54 million. For a 25-year-old, good player, but only 1 year left on his contract.
That's the bit that makes you pause, isn't it? 54 million quid. 1 year left. I mean, is this panic?
It certainly makes you question the planning. Are they just throwing money at a problem because they need attacking reinforcements now?
Or maybe Brentford are just really good negotiators. They know United might be feeling the pressure.
That's definitely a factor. Brentford hold a valuable asset. Other clubs might be interested. Drives the price up. Maybe United just think, look, he's Premier League proven. Let's pay the premium.
A short-term fix, perhaps, rather than long-term value?
Could be. It suggests getting immediate quality is the priority right now, even if it costs more up front, and the player could leave for free next year.
And sticking with United's attack, Goal reports they're interested in Ryan Cherki. Lion winger, only 21. He's confirmed he's leaving.
And Liverpool are apparently keen too. Interesting contrast there.
Yeah, very different clubs, different situations. How do you see him fitting in at either place?
Well, Cherki's got flair. He's creative. At Liverpool, with their setup, maybe he's one they develop, bring off the bench initially, add something different.
Right.
Whereas United, they've struggled for consistent creativity from wide areas sometimes. Maybe they see him as someone who could make a more immediate impact, unlock defenses.
Shows the different ways clubs approach recruitment, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Different philosophies at play.
And Team Talk adds another name to the United list, Pedro Goncalves from Sporting. Midfielder, 26. What kind of midfielder are they looking for here, do you think?
Goncalves is interesting because he gets goals and assists from midfield. Quite a few, actually.
Okay.
So it suggests they might want someone who can, offer more punch from the middle of the park.
Yeah.
Share the scoring burden, link up play. Maybe they feel they lack that right now.
Right. Adds another dimension. Okay, let's switch gears completely. Cristiano Ronaldo.
Ah, yes. Always a story.
Marca reporting an unnamed Brazilian club has made him an offer. He's 40, playing for Al Nassr.
And the offer apparently allows him to play in the FIFA Club World Cup in June.
It's just incredible, isn't it? At 40.
It really is. It says so much about his drive. His competitive spirit is just relentless. Still wants to compete at that level.
And his brand value, obviously, still huge globally.
Definitely. And maybe it also shows the growing ambition, the financial power of clubs outside Europe trying to make a splash.
Good point. Okay, let's talk Aston Villa. They seem to have big plans.
They certainly do. Building something under Emery.
Mundo Deportivo reckons they're ready to offer about 50 million euros, 42 million for Ferran Torres from Barcelona.
Wow. Now that would be a statement signing for Villa.
Wouldn't it just? What kind of message does that send?
It says they're serious. Serious about competing, pushing for those European places consistently. Adding a player with Torres' experience, his quality, it's a clear signal of intent, a step up.
And then, kind of related, the Birmingham Mail says Atletico Madrid are looking at Enzo Barandesha. Villa's midfielder, he's on loan at Valencia.
Yeah, the 23-year-old Argentine.
What does that suggest? Does it mean Villa might sell, or is it just Atletico doing their homework?
Could be a few things. Maybe Villa don't see him fitting their long-term plans and see a chance to make a profit, especially with a club like Atletico interested.
Or maybe he's just impressed so much on loan that big clubs are noticing.
That's possible, too.
Oh.
Or it could just be exploratory from Atletico's side. Villa might still rate him highly. Hard to say for sure just yet.
Right. Let's shift to managers. Will Still, remember him from Rhymes, then Lens.
The young English manager, yeah. Made quite a name for himself.
The Independent says he's in talks with Southampton.
Interesting. Very interesting move, potentially. Still plays, or tries to play, exciting attacking football.
Just what Southampton might need after coming down. A fresh start.
Exactly. A young, progressive coach could be a really smart appointment for them, inject some new energy, a bit bold perhaps, but could really work out.
Okay, contracts now. Always tricky. Leroy Sane at Bayern Munich.
Oh yeah, big one. Bild reporting his contract's up next month.
Next month. And Bayern still hoping to keep him.
They'd have to be. Losing a player of Sané's quality, his pace, his threat, for nothing.
Yeah.
That would be a massive blow.
Huge. And think of the clubs that would be interested if you became a free agent.
Oh, absolutely. The queue would be long. It's definitely shake up the market for wingers across Europe.
And Calcio Mercado says Napoli are looking for a center forward. 2 names mentioned.
Go on.
Jonathan David, his contract is also running down, apparently. And Darwin Núñez from Liverpool.
Núñez. Really? That's ambitious.
It is. What does looking at those 2 tell you about Napoli's plans?
Well, they're quite different players, aren't they? David may be seen as more of a clinical finisher inside the box. Núñez brings that raw pace, power, chaos sometimes.
Sure.
So maybe they're weighing up different profiles. Depends on how they want to play next season. But even considering Núñez shows they're aiming high to replace Osimhen, presumably.
Yeah, makes sense. And finally, Football Insider reports Nottingham Forest are trying hard to tie down Morgan Gibbs-White and Callum Hudson-Odoi to new deals.
That makes total sense for Forest.
Why is that such a priority, do you think?
Well, for a club like Forest, staying in the Premier League is everything, right? And those 2, Gibbs-White and Hudson-Odoi, they've been absolutely key.
Their main creative sparks.
Exactly. They provide that attacking quality you need at this level. Locking them down gives Forest stability, a platform to build on. Stops them having to constantly find replacements for their best players. It's crucial.
So, wrapping it up, quite a lot bubbling under the surface. Potential big money for Mbeumo, Turkey attracting top clubs, Goncalves linked with United.
Ronaldo potentially off to Brazil, Villa making ambitious moves for Torres, while fielding interest in Barrenechea.
A possible exciting managerial appointment at Southampton with Will Still, Sane's contract saga.
Napoli hunting for a top striker, looking at David and even Núñez, and Forest trying to secure their key attackers. It's busy.
Definitely a fascinating period. So much potential movement.
Absolutely. And, it's important for everyone listening to remember this is all based on reports right now. Things change fast in football transfers.
They certainly do. Keep an eye on eplnews.org for all the latest updates as they happen.
Definitely the place to stay informed.
Okay, final thought to leave you with then. With all these possible transfers and the managerial change we talked about, which single move, if it happens, do you think could have the biggest ripple effect across European football next season? Something to ponder? Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.